Dynamics of the red meat industry with industry leaders like Fred Hughes from Hughes Pastoral and Steve Rennie from Coles. And so, Jason, I wanted to get some of your headline topics from yesterday. Great to see you here at Beef.
Thank you. It's great to be here. It's always a good event, so it's fantastic to be here.
Everyone knows who you are, but let's give some context into your huge career in agriculture.
So most recently I was the Managing Director at Meat and Livestock Australia, but I think probably most importantly for me, I can't remember ever not being enthusiastic about cattle and the livestock industry, and so much of my career has been about how do we make it better, and that's a lot of what we were talking about at the Combank breakfast.
Well, I'm going to hit you with some hard, fast questions if that's okay.
Sure.
5 years from now,
Yep.
Where should the red meat or agricultural industries be at in Australia, and what's going to stop us getting there?
So I'll start with what stops us getting there, ourselves. So the opportunity in front of us is like we've never seen before. The global dynamics and thematics are like we've never seen before. The demand for our product. We hear so much of the negativity, but that's really isolated and it's very specific. And if you get behind that, the big drivers behind our industry are incredibly positive. And as an industry, we've invested in so much stuff over the last 30 years to set ourselves up for being much more successful. So we've got a much more sophisticated supply chain, we've got a higher quality product, it's better credentialed than anybody else's, and we now have access in a much more preferential way than we've ever had before to more markets. So we've got access to the highest quality consumers with the highest quality product that's better credentialed than anybody else. So it's pretty exciting. What's
the biggest opportunity for us that we need to reach out and grab?
So it's easy to be sensational when we talk about these things. The greatest opportunity for us is execution, so is taking advantage of what we have in front of us. So we can talk about things like sustainability or traceability or our disease-free status, all those things, but we do stuff really well, and getting out of our own way a bit and just executing against the positives that we've built up over the last 30 years, and then the opportunity in front of us is the greatest opportunity. And I think we're going to see an increase in demand for our product, which we're already starting to see flow through now, and we're seeing this appreciation for what we do. So the number one thing that we could actually do is tell our story better in a much more positive way to the consumers and community.
I'm so glad you bring up storytelling, because MLA, of course, famous for some really great cut-through with storytelling over the years, some humorous campaigns and great narratives. But that seems to be part of the industry's challenge. We've had the Australian Beef Sustainability Framework scorecard come out today. It's all really good news. How do we make sure people hear it?
Yeah, some of it is a change of how we do things. 20 years ago, we weren't that aware, we didn't really care much about what everybody else thought. Now we care about it a lot, because a lot of what they're saying and we're hearing we don't like and it's incorrect. So if we want to combat that, we've got to act differently, and we have to tell our story better, all of us. And you talk about some of the MLA stuff, so the advertisements, the lamb ad, that's fantastic, and the beef ads and the stuff they did with the Broncos and all that sort of stuff was just fantastic. But what they've also done is Red Meat Green Facts, which is the information that arms everybody with the right information and the right responses to pretty much anything that somebody might come up with. And there's hard copies and it's also digital as well. So one of the great things that MLA did behind that was how do we actually arm and prepare people to respond to questions or respond to anybody who's confronting them, but also how do they arm people to be more proactive to tell that story in a much better way.
What does a beef week look like for you? Where do you go from Monday to Friday? What's on the agenda?
Well, this year's a little bit different. So this is the first beef that I've been to where I haven't had this massive sort of impost on my time to do all of these other things for other people. So it's been wonderful. So I'm able to go around and look at so many things that I haven't necessarily been able to see before. So it's great to get out and see a lot of the sites and demonstrations. I'm looking forward to just watching some cattle judging tomorrow. It's been really good to get to some of the seminars. Probably the best thing that we all enjoy is just catching up with people. You walk down the street and it takes you 20 minutes to go a couple of 100 metres, and that's a wonderful thing. So it's great to be able to catch up with so many people.
Have you made your way down Meat Street yet?
Not yet. I got close, but then got distracted. So that's later this afternoon.
So my last beef, Brahman hump, was the kind of sensational thing I hadn't tried before, and it was memorable. This time I hear there's Wagyu ice cream. There's a soft serve by Fat Wag.
Right.
Put it on your list, Jason.
Okay. Soft serve by Fat Wag. All right. No problem. The ice cream.
Wonderful to catch